Hey, what is going on YouTube? What's happening, guys? It's Johnny with Rules for Rebels, and it is week 4, the final week of our LiteCoin giveaway. The past 3 weeks, every Sunday, I think I was actually late one day, but each week we've given away one LiteCoin. This is week 4. This is the end of the LiteCoin giveaway. However, I will probably start this back up in another week or two. I got to think of some better questions or how we pick the winners or something like that. Before we get into kind of announcing what you're going to have to do this week to enter into the LiteCoin giveaway, I just wanted to talk briefly about some kind of updates in the cryptocurrency space and the Bitcoin world, etc. A lot of stuff's been going on. So we just recently had the Bitcoin gold fork. Actually wound up happening a day or two ahead of schedule. And for me personally, to date, I have not yet been able to claim my Bitcoin gold. So I had meant to send some Bitcoin over to HitBTC. I was out of town on a camping trip, and then the whole thing wound up happening a day or two ahead of schedule. So I didn't get a chance to move my Bitcoins over to HitBTC. So, to my knowledge, that's one of the few places that you're actually able to claim your Bitcoin gold. The bulk of my Bitcoin is on my Trezor hardware wallet. I have a little bit on Bittrex, a little bit on Coinbase. I guess Bittrex, as I think I've already told you guys this, but Bittrex is going to give us our Bitcoin gold. They are not going to trade it on their platform. So you'll have to, once we're able to actually access it or get it, we'll have to transfer it either to a Bitcoin gold wallet, which I'm not sure if there's even any out there yet, and or to another exchange like HitBTC, or I think Bitfinex also deals with Bitcoin gold. But me personally, the Trezor has not come out with a workaround to allow me to claim my Bitcoin gold. And Bittrex hasn't handed it out yet either. And then Coinbase, I don't believe they ever had any intentions of giving it out just because it's not really, it doesn't really have very much support. Coming up here shortly, sometime in November, the date was initially supposed to be November 1st, then it was November 18th. I think as we're sitting right now, I think it's supposed to be around November 15th. The Bitcoin Segwit2X fork is going to take place. Now, because that one also does not have replay protection, from what I understand, there's going to be kind of a battle, and one Bitcoin is going to have to win out over the other. So either the Bitcoin that we've all known for years is going to come out on top, or this Segwit2X is going to come out on top. From my understanding, if you think Segwit2X is going to kind of fade away and not become the true Bitcoin, you're probably better off trading your Bitcoin futures right now. It's been a week or two since I've checked, but last I checked, depending on the exchange, they were trading anywhere from like $1,000 to $1,300 of futures. Me personally, I think I may sit back and not do anything in the meanwhile, at least with the bulk of my Bitcoins. Reason being, hypothetically, if you sell all your Bitcoin Segwit2X futures and Segwit2X does wind up winning out as a true Bitcoin, Bitcoin Core, or the Bitcoin we've all known to be Bitcoin, will probably lose majority of its value or a great percentage of its value. Segwit2 would become the new Bitcoin, and potentially you traded all yours away and you essentially gave away all your value for like $1,000. I personally, I don't really get too into the Bitcoin politics. I don't really understand that much about the technicals of like block size and things like that. The very little bit I do know, I want to say, and this is totally like an uneducated side I'm taking here. I would say I probably side with Bitcoin Core over the Segwit2X. It seems like from what I hear, Segwit2X is kind of a corporate takeover attempt of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Core is, I guess the true Bitcoin. Some people might say Bitcoin Cash is Satoshi's true vision. Like I said, I don't get too much into the politics of it. But that's going to be happening sometime on or around November 15th. I think Coinbase has announced that they're going to deal with it. Whichever one has the most miners behind it or the most hashing power is going to come out on top as the true Bitcoin. So potentially Segwit2X could take over the term Bitcoin and the ticker symbol BTC. If any of you guys have any more details or can shed a little bit more light on what that scenario would look like or what's going on, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. As far as what I plan on doing, I'm still kind of unsure. Trezor, don't get me wrong, I love my Trezor wallet, but as I've said before, the people who tend to fare the best in forks, at least historically, I guess we've had one fork recently, but I guess two with the Bitcoin Gold, the people who tend to fare best tend to be the people who have their stuff on an exchange. I know everybody says don't keep your Bitcoins on an exchange. But the people who have their Bitcoins on an exchange and either sell the futures or sell the fork right away, for the past two forks have fared better than those who had their Bitcoins on an Electrum wallet or a hardware wallet. Like I said, with the first fork, Bitcoin Cash, it took a couple days before I could access mine on my Trezor. And with the Bitcoin Gold, I'm still unable to access it. So I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen. Try to see if I can get an inkling of who's going to allow us to trade it first. But I'm thinking I may wind up keeping, if not all, at least a nice chunk of my Bitcoins on either Coinbase, Bittrex, or HitBTC so that I'm able to either sell my futures or trade it shortly after the fork. It'll be interesting to see what happens right after the fork to Bitcoin price as well as a new coin to see if money starts flowing back into altcoins and we see altcoins rising back up. Vertcoin's on a tear right now. LiteCoin and Ethereum are sitting kind of stable. I think tomorrow is another big day as well, October 30th. Back when China, quote unquote, banned Bitcoin, they didn't really ban Bitcoin. They ordered the exchanges to shut down at least temporarily. I believe all but two of the exchanges had to shut down. Two of the exchanges were given, I guess, an extra, I forget what it is, month or 2 months. But basically the deadline that a couple Bitcoin exchanges were given to continue operating until was October 30th. So I could see it going either one of a couple ways. I could see money flooding out of Bitcoin, these people saying, okay, we're not going to have access to an exchange, at least for the foreseeable future. I'm going to sell my Bitcoins. Or I could also see people saying, wow, I'm no longer going to have the opportunity to buy Bitcoins, so I better buy some up. So I could either see a massive sell-off or a massive buy-in, not really sure which direction that will go. And then one last thing I'll touch on before we get into kind of announcing the contest. So Bitcoin Silver is going to be a new thing. It's kind of funny. My buddy Brian Phobos over at Steemit, who's on Steemit, he's also on YouTube, check him out. He had put together kind of a funny, like comical, I don't know if you want to call it a meme, but basically a chart with saying basically like, look, if these forks keep happening by 2018, 2019, here's what the cryptocurrency market cap charts are going to look like. And he jokingly like made a bunch of different, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Silver, Bitcoin Boob. He legit had a Bitcoin Boob on there. But he was joking about the Bitcoin Silver. And then a couple days later, we hear that, oh, wow, there's going to be a Bitcoin Silver fork that's going to be happening sometime in December. So it looks like we'll have one other fork. Not really any details out there about what it is. I guess the point of it, or the reason they're doing it, they want to make Bitcoin less centralized. They want to decentralize Bitcoin mining and make it so that your average your average person like you or I could actually mine with our laptop. I thought that's kind of what the Bitcoin Gold fork was about, was getting away from the ASIC mining, but maybe that still doesn't bring Bitcoin mining to the average user like you or me on our, consumer grade laptop. But, I don't think that one will have a ton of support, but we'll see as more details come out what's going on with that. In general, I think all these forks are kind of bad. I think in a way they're stealing some market cap from Bitcoin, even though at the end of the day, when people, I think a lot of people don't necessarily believe in these forks. They just want to, trade on volatility. And eventually, at the end of the day, they're going to have to go back into Bitcoin to take their profits. So maybe that's not necessarily stealing volatility. One other thing that kind of bothers me about these forks, like Bitcoin Cash has had kind of a top market cap spot for a while. I feel like with these forks, just because they have the name Bitcoin in them, and just because a lot of people like trading volatility, they tend to keep a high market cap spot. And to me, it's kind of a shame that there's a lot better coins out there, a lot better projects out there, coins that basically deserve to be higher up on the market cap spot, and they're being displaced by, like garbage Bitcoin forks. I don't really like that. And then also, I think all this Bitcoin forking stuff, I think it kind of hurts the brand. I think it confuses new users. I've talked about it a little bit. I haven't made a video about this. I was thinking about it, but I got my dad into Bitcoin for the first time back at around 4,300. I bought a Bitcoin for him. He paid me back for it. But I've been in Bitcoin since 2012, 2013. And over the years, he's always asked me, like, oh, how's your Bitcoin investment doing? And he'll ask me questions about it. So finally, with the rise in Bitcoin price and with kind of traditional investors and bankers starting to take an interest in Bitcoin, my dad was like, oh, maybe I better get in on this. So I bought him a Bitcoin. Right after I bought it for him, Bitcoin crashed to like $3,300. And my dad was like, "Oh, what'd you get me into?" And then as we've seen it, it's come back, and obviously he's up money on it right now. But to somebody like him, he'll hear something about a Bitcoin fork. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what it means. He doesn't know if it's going to affect his value. So I think to a lot of the new adopters, which we all want new adopters, right? We want more people getting into Bitcoin because that's probably going to help raise the price. The more Bitcoin adopters we have, the better it is. But I feel like all these forks are going to deter Bitcoin adopters. When it comes to investing, a lot of people want passive investments. And even though technically you can keep your Bitcoin in a wallet, and later on down the road, even if you do nothing, you'll still have access to all these forked coins, assuming you control your private keys and your seed. I think it confuses a lot of people. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't really want to be involved in this thing that I have to constantly keep an eye on, etc. So anyhow, guys, I've rambled enough. I apologize for making you listen to me for 11 minutes before announcing the winner. But here's how we're going to, basically I'm going to be using TubeBuddy again this week to select the winner. I would ask that you leave a comment with one of these two things. First, what are you going to be doing either to prepare for, or how are you going to handle the upcoming Segwit2 fork? And by that, I mean, are you going to keep your coins on Coinbase? Are you going to keep them on a hardware wallet? Are you going to keep them on Electrum? Are you going to send them to hit BTC or Bittrex? I want to hear what you guys are doing. So that's one option for a comment that you can leave. I realize a lot of people are like totally in the dark on this Segwit2X thing and all the Bitcoin forks. And maybe you don't have anything to say in regards to that. So the other thing that you can say as far as a comment, if you don't really know what to say regarding a fork, is what is a goal of yours that you want to complete before the end of the year? November is just a couple of days away here. We have 2 months left in the year. What's a goal that you want to complete before the end of the year? Do you want to start a new blog? Do you want to learn a new skill? Do you want to start learning a language? Do you want to open up a Shopify store? Do you want to start selling on eBay? Do you want to find a private label product? Let me know a goal of yours that you have before the end of the year. And I think a good thing about this, it's very easy to kind of forget about goal setting and just kind of fall into the everyday things of life. So basically just want to get you guys thinking about goals and maybe something you want to get started before the end of the year. So again, leave a comment with a LiteCoin address, and then you can choose to answer either one of those questions. How are you going to prepare for, or what are you going to do for the upcoming Segwit2X fork? And if you don't have anything to say regarding that, you can tell me or tell us a goal that you'd like to complete before the end of the year. Sorry, guys, I got this terrible cough I can't kick ever since I got back from camping. Anyhow, guys, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope everybody has a fun and safe and happy Halloween. And I will be announcing the winner of the LiteCoin Week 4 giveaway tomorrow, Monday. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.